Join us.
All right, this is the Public Art Advisory Committee, Tuesday, October 8th, at 5:15 PM. This is a hybrid meeting. The public may join us in person at the large conference room at 50 Park Place, Brisbane, or join via Zoom. Take this off a roll call, please, Chair.
Roll call, or do I do the roll call or do you do the roll call?
I'll do the roll call.
Okay.
Okay.
It seems weird to like ask for myself whether I'm present or not.
Oh, no, just you say roll call. And then I'll do the roll
Oh,
call.
okay, let's do the roll call, please.
Chair Glassman,
Here.
Vice Chair Greenlee,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Cunningham,
Here.
and Councilmember Davis.
Here.
Park and Recreation Commissioner Sewell.
Here.
Committee Member Salmon is absent. Committee Member Kelstead.
Here.
All right.
Do we have? Oh,
Approval of the agenda.
yeah. Sorry,
Oh,
I took a bite of a grape at the wrong time.
sorry.
Sorry, do we have any comments, changes or anything on the minutes from our last meeting? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, approval of the agenda first, sorry.
So moved.
Don't worry.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Do we have any changes, comments on the minutes from the last meeting from August 26th?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Now we are on to our discussion item to review the proposals for the Alvarado to San Benito Stairway project.
All right, before we jump in, I'm gonna give a quick overview of the process to date and the expectations for this meeting. So following the council's approval to proceed with the RFP, we published it, posted it online to various artist websites, and then did outreach to more than 600 artists. A total of 19 proposals were received from a variety of artists. I do want to restate that one applicant, The Heavy, submitted their fee proposal after the deadline, so that could be deemed by the committee non-responsive. We did have a handful of artists that expressed their preference for RFQs versus RFPs moving forward. Angel sent out an email. Just wanted to make sure that the committee was aware of that moving forward as we finalize our master plan and start doing more call for artists and making sure that we're up to current kind of standards within the industry for soliciting artists. I had probably 50, 60 emails from other artists, not included in the 19, that were very interested, but felt the timeline was a little bit too tight in order for them to apply. So considerations for the future, but they did express an interest in future projects in Brisbane. So we will certainly keep those folks on our list. And we also received 2 additional proposals after the deadline. So those are not in your packet. Again, just as a reminder, as we jump into the kind of selection process, that this is a qualifications-based selection process. So we're not allowed to review fee proposals as part of our selection criteria. I do have that information. All of the respondents have provided that to date. So once the committee makes a selection, then you will learn the fees that are attached to those various proposals.
I have expensive taste.
Just a reminder, that considerations should include long-term maintenance, durability, weathering, threats of vandalism, must be compliant with city building codes and dark sky ordinance, and then the timeline consideration is the big piece, right? So we're a little bit restricted by the timeline of the construction project, so any projects that would be integrated with the construction need to be selected and chosen and a recommendation sent to city council very quickly, whereas other supplemental art that could be implemented, things like sculptures or mosaics, would allow for a little bit more of a lengthy selection process and engagement process with the public before going to city council for a recommendation. So with that, the approach that we're gonna take, unless anybody objects, is to have everybody, we're gonna go around the room and have everybody identify their top 5 or so proposals, and we will put them on a ranking score sheet so that we can identify those that rise to the top, and then we can go through each of those individual proposals one by one and have some discussion around them. That way we're not here all night reviewing all 19 proposals.
Yeah. So am I correct? And when I was looking at these, that no one is proposing anything that needs the shortened timeline?
There is.
Was there?
Yeah, there's some
Okay.
lighting and
Because
some
I was like,
rails.
okay, that lighting and handrails, I was
Yeah,
wondering
and
about
if we
that.
did
It wasn't- it
sculptures and
wasn't
things, they're
clear.
not gonna happen in a hurry, but we don't need them.
Right, yeah, I was
relative to
kind
the
of
construction, right?
confused as to
Yeah.
Yeah.
which ones, because there wasn't really any indication.
I would just say go for it and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair
there
enough.
shouldn't.
Yeah, don't.
No, I know, I wasn't gonna, that
Cause-
wasn't influencing my ranking,
Yeah,
but I was just, I was like, when I was looking at them, I wasn't quite clear which ones needed the short of like, needed to be
Yeah.
taken care of like right away. Okay. All right,
okay. So Angel is ready here. If we
I'll
want-
start.
Okay, Karen.
I'll start because I was
So
so
just-
excited. Okay, do you want me to say the name
Yes.
and why, or just the name?
Just the name at this
Okay.
point, and just put a number. one.
Magana or Magana? How do you
Wait,
pronounce
hold on. Don't you think it would be much better to just go through the list and we raise our hands
It might be
We can.
easier.
Sure.
than to like?
Cause then I'm.
But
yeah,
to
but
take
I'm
way.
But it doesn't matter about the rank of the five.
We're
Yeah.
just assigning
So
them a
we're
number
just
one.
figuring it out.
Everyone's getting a number one.
Oh,
We're not
okay.
asking you to
Right
prioritize
now.
the top
Okay.
five.
so
Okay.
if they were in our top five.
Yes,
Raise your
just raise your hand.
Just-
as we
okay.
go through.
Okay,
Okay,
that
fair.
sounds
okay,
like
that's fine.
the
Right.
easiest
So
way
the
to
first
do it.
is Angelina Duckett. We have Danielle,
Duckett.
So if you have Duckett, then you raise your hand, right?
Danielle, Lisa, Diane,
Oh, me.
Karen, and Madison, with everybody. Woo-hoo. And we'll get
Camille?
to Camille's afterwards. He
Oh,
did
okay.
provide comments. Next is Gillian Mark. We have,
That's the railing.
No,
No, sorry,
no,
that's the bronze
the
animal.
bronze
we
animal.
have Madison, Lisa, Diane. Next, we have Hank Von Hillian. No,
No.
No, Danielle.
oh, sorry,
The right line.
okay. And next we have Musa Hickson.
Large metal sculptures. I just have my
I see,
basic notes.
I see no raised hands.
Thank you for that.
Jason Tetlak,
Right, muralist, Florida.
one for Diane.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Up one,
Oh,
No,
No, you're
Jason
good, you're good.
Tetlock.
okay.
next JD Trejo.
Trejo.
That was the poet.
Was it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
The poet?
That's the poet.
The guy who did the thing
Last
on the
things.
On the plexi, yeah.
Oh, the
Like a
plexi.
plexiglass.
Yeah, I wasn't able to see that, but I did finally see it, yeah.
Okay, no raised hands. Next, Andrew Kovacs.
He did the rainbow dazzle painted steps.
Stairs.
Hands. Jesus Magana and team. Okay, Tom, Karen, Madison, and Diane. Next, McGrath Arts. Karen, Tom. Danielle.
Looks like your house.
I know.
Diane,
you would like that.
and Lisa.
Well, it was for the horizontal railings that Camille had spoken to about. the-
Next, Slick and Shrek,
Layered metal, flat and colorful.
Karen,
Those are the kind
Um,
of benches.
Danielle, and Lisa. Next, Paul Reimer.
California oak sculpture. Blacksmith.
Let's see, no raised hands. Stephen Chapman,
The V-shaped archway,
Karen.
gold.
Right.
next, Studio Folia,
Words on risers.
and Lisa. The Heavy,
Muralist, colorful.
Yeah.
Like
no raised hands. Timothy Smith,
Trompe l'oeil muralist. Odd perspective. Meaning
Yeah.
like his
perspective.
Not that his
Yeah.
perspective was wrong, but
Yes.
just that he had like to tilt the perspectives.
Okay, I see no hands. Jennifer Tran and team.
Stairway to the Stars tube art
Danielle.
Too bad with the.
with the,
Yeah, you
attached
could
to
talk,
railing.
you could talk, yeah.
Edward Williams.
Didn't you finish Jennifer Tran?
Oh, wait, I may have done trim.
Oh, that was Jennifer. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
she
that
was,
was Jennifer.
sorry. Edward Williams. Mural on
Sorry.
risers, geometric
No, not
patterns.
that one.
Sorry.
Okay, Sheila Wynn.
Colored pattern, primary colors on risers, applied color to panels.
See no hands, and Jeff Leash,
Flora and fauna shapes on railing.
Madison, Lisa. You scroll out. Zoom out. Just hold, control and then back scroll.
I think it's because it's,
It's on this kind of view, maybe.
it's because
Oh.
it's,
Okay, so,
I think I voted more than I should have.
well, that's what I was trying to get to. It's on the bottom. How many votes for each person? So whoever's purple only has, oh, it didn't tally.
no, that's not,
Camille's
Oh, I'm sorry.
It tallied that way.
Oh, but no, you're right.
But it did-
Danielle,
it's
one,
not adding
two,
them.
three,
Yeah,
four,
it tallied it.
five.
Get it?
There should
Oh,
be-
that one
there should be
didn't.
a five.
That's weird. That's
One,
bizarre.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh.
I'm on one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I wanna use one on another project.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
Six, I did six, I don't know. why.
That's-
I did
That's
6 as
okay.
well.
Enthusiasm.
There was a few I looked at, Lisa, I felt,
Okay.
oh, not for this, but for something else. for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Madison
the
only
mu-
did 3.
Can't you see
Four. She
the?
did four.
Oh, 4, the last one.
Okay, and then
mosaics
Camille's-
on the playground,
Okay,
on the bench in
She
the
just made
playground.
comments.
yeah.
She didn't have
Yeah,
one she
exactly.
particularly liked.
So do you want me to read Camille's comments or just give her?
Give the comments on the ones that we seem to
Okay,
have,
Angela
like.
Duckett was one. I like her work and approach. She used an actual picture of the walkway. Her next one was Kovacs. Andrew Kovacs. I like the proposal, find his work interesting and playful. And then McGrath. I like this work as well, interested in exploring the panel ideas. The bench idea is interesting, not sure this is what we want currently for this project, or maybe along with the panels. For fourth was Chapman. I like his work, especially a standalone piece B. I find it fun and inviting. Fifth was Studio Folio
Mhm.
or Violi. I like the work and find his word on the steps interesting and elegant.
Yeah, word on risers.
Six, Tran, very interesting idea. I wonder how people who live so close would feel about the sound and interactive elements so close.
Yeah,
True.
Seven was Win. I like this work as well. It's different and interesting, especially with the use of materials.
Wow,
Put
she
her
had
number
comments
10
on
there.
so many ones that we didn't even really,
interesting.
like. But she did talk about Duckett, which she would,
Yeah.
at that point would be like.
So it was
unanimous.
Duckett, Kovacs, McGrath,
So in the past,
Chapman, Folio, Tran,
Yeah, she has 7.
Control Z.
I did, and it's not bringing it back.
How about escape?
Oh. Yeah, I did the control Z. It's like, oh, there you go. It's like, I have to get out of it. Chapman, McGrath, you said?
Mhm.
Kovacs.
And Duckett.
Across the board, they all like.
So then if you scroll over to the right, then the ones who garnered the most votes were,
Yeah.
I'm gonna read them off. Duckett,
6. You can't zoom in. So,
Kovacs, is that six?
McGrath,
It's my God.
oh, this one was 7.
6. Who's the sixth? McGrath.
7 was,
Okay.
the first one, Becker.
And then there was a couple fours.
Mhm.
Madonna.
Number 4 is
Railings by
this
water.
one. This is.
Yeah, I think so.
Julia.
I think so. I sort of was thinking that as we were along.
And then there's only a four underneath. this.
Millions,
Explore on the stairway.
maybe not.
No, don't get you again.
So what do you move for our commission?
There you go. Slick has four also though.
Was this
Okay.
package?
So I think,
Oh. Slack 4.
the top five by this ranking are Angelina Duckett, Jesus Magana and team, McGrath Arts, Rachel Slick and Timothy Chirac, and Studio Folia.
Okay, I need to write that down. Sorry.
Okay. And so we can
You wanna
go
say that
through one
again?
at a time.
Say again, please.
Angelina Duckett,
Okay, yeah.
Jesus Magana, McGrath Arts, Rachel Slick and Timothy Chirac, and Studio Folia.
Slick. Slick or schlick? Slick.
Slick.
Slick, Chirac,
Mhm.
and not zhush, okay,
No.
okay, not him.
Not the last, not.
One, two, 3, 4, 5, got the 5.
Okay.
Good.
9, good, sorry. Right. So, before we jump into the proposals, Angel printed out this criteria for the selection of public art that you should have in front of you. As a reminder, this came out of the public art survey and engagement efforts that we did with 9.arts. Also on the screen here, to help kind of refresh your memory as we're going through these proposals, the types of art that the community wants and, the criteria that we should be measuring them against. So, all these categories of unexpected, integrated, diverse, culturally rich, educational, vibrant, all of those considerations should be included in this kind of vetting process of the proposals. So. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you very much. Well, do we just want to go down and kind of
Yeah.
talk about each of the five that we're kind of looking at? And,
Was, you tell me who you're gonna
Um,
talk about and then I'll grab there.
okay, so we're talking about Angelina
Just go
Duckett.
X it out.
Oh,
And they call it,
that's it.
we're just Duckett.
Oh, you got it? You got that? No, I'm just looking for her.
It was on the top here.
It wasn't
Yeah.
on Oh, Danielle has it.
Okay, got it. So Angelina Duckett,
Everybody, Duckett,
okay.
Duckett.
Do we want to just do that? and
Oh,
then
that's
go-
better.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a little bit better. That's a
Everyone
little
can
bit
see.
better, yeah.
Okay, those are not the steps.
Yeah, those are not.
Yeah.
Those are not.
But
the-
it's a
It's
rendering.
proposed.
of
It's a
what-
rendering.
Yeah,
of steps.
of steps. It's slow, yeah.
Yeah, my concern, I love this design, I love this process. My concern is that you're not gonna be able to see it because it's such a dark tunnel going up. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen with the fence line and the way you approach the stairs, maybe you get up to a level that you can see up, but as of right now, you drive by and you cannot even
Yeah.
see hardly at all. So this view might not even happen.
You'll see it as you'll see the segments, I
You'll see
think,
the-
as your,
Yeah,
Exactly.
segment, yeah, I guess
Story as you
maybe
walk.
you'll see the water,
as you walk.
then when you
Okay.
get to that landing,
You'll see the next landing.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna go by landing.
I do, however, think that at the top, it's too dark. And I think that at nighttime,
Oh.
that's hazardous because it's already dark and it's already it's gonna be lit, but like how well are those things lit? But I think to have the bases of the stairs also be a dark color,
Mhm.
I would maybe much prefer like a sunset or like, you know, a sun or something like that.
Yeah.
She was
Or
adding
like,
stars.
Yeah,
though.
she was trying to do
planets.
the city.
But
city
maybe
of
the
stars.
sky is
Stars, yeah.
smaller. Maybe the sky is smaller.
or maybe the stars are more exaggerated so that they
Maybe
have
they're-
more
Yeah.
Dark
panel.
swirly clouds that are.
Remember, this
Something.
is something that can be added later, so you would have
Right,
time to
yeah,
work on this
yeah.
type of
And it
project.
could
Yeah,
be
yeah,
really
and this-
Like,
and
you
then-
don't have to make a decision
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
This
just
is
think that-
flexible. I'm
Yeah,
just-
this is
Yeah,
a
I just
flexible,
think that-
yeah.
As you, oh,
Are we allowed to have guidelines with the artists, or do we give them
Yes.
creative control? Okay.
You can give feedback.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just,
Do they have to listen?
Yes.
hope
They-
that when we
yeah.
are, when you're going up, that this is visible.
Yeah.
That it's not just down at your feet and you're not, because a lot of these visible riser things, you're able to see them really well. That's how they work.
Yeah.
I'm not sure with the stairway.
Which is our street over this way, is it Alvarado? And then there's that other staircase that's outside and it's really wide, windy going up.
Mhm.
Is that
That's
Alvarado?
Alvarado
It's
down to
on the
Klamath.
downslope.
Yeah, down from
Alvarado.
this, yeah.
No, not our staircase that we're working on.
No, the one that's
different one.
across the street from it.
It's across the street.
Oh, the one
No.
that's going down from Alvarado down to Klamath?
Klamath, that
Yeah,
one, yeah, that one's
Yeah,
right.
that's
one
big
is-
and windy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could certainly see that
there.
there.
yeah.
But a
no.
windy doesn't work.
Yeah,
No, but I'm
windy.
just saying it's wide and
wider.
it's,
But then also it's only
Well
one
lit.
section of stairs.
Just, I wanna
It's
know
not
what's
all
gonna
stairs.
happen with
Yeah,
the overhang of the trees and all that to kind of give this light, cause right now it is such a
It's-
dark tunnel.
Yeah,
And
I went and took pictures and it's very
It's very dark,
dark.
so.
This is our only one that has any mosaics on the actual stairwells. Everyone
Yeah,
else in this
actually-
proposal is all fence or.
No, Magana.
There's
is
one
also-
more.
Magana? Which one's Magana?
So,
Oh my God.
yeah, all right, you know what, actually.
No, I mean, it's not on, it's not tiled within the stairwell, is what I'm trying to say.
Painted.
So what we've got is, okay, we've got a stair mosaic, we've got Magana, which is lights and mosaic.
Mhm.
We
Yeah,
have
I have that.
McGrath, which
Oh, okay,
was the railings, the
It's at the bottom.
sphere. I was a little confused as to whether the whole thing or they were proposing each individual thing, but anyway, railing, sphere, bench lights. And then we've got.
My bad.
Yeah, but. Slick is the benches. And then. Folia was the words on the risers. So again, so we've got like three things that are incorporating kind of a mosaic on this, on the, that, I mean, that's what I was looking at. We have three things that are incorporating something on the risers. We've got two things that have benches or railings.
McGrath. that's right.
Yeah. I mean, we've got one that kind of encompasses everything. So yeah, it was just kind of like, I wanted to look at, just clarify. So we've got three different things on the risers. We've got two things with railings. And then two things with benches.
Should we
Okay.
just do
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
rough,
yeah, yeah.
like? and
Yeah,
go
just a
through
rough.
it?
So now we've got Jesus, Magana.
So you don't want to see any of our patchwork or other ideas? Should I just?
Oh, well, yeah, she does beautiful work.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it is beautiful work.
Gorgeous.
She's very
Also
good.
thought she was very well priced for being a mosaic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For like her, I don't know how much she,
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
the
but
other
for All
projects.
those projects, I agree.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not.
It's so much work.
and what's nice about this process for her, just as an artist, is that she can do it in the studio and just have it fly.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't have to be on site.
Yeah.
That's true, most of them.
But I think, you know, as far as the darkness side of it, I think we can work with her to kind of mitigate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
For the difference in design. Okay, so.
We may want to incorporate lighting from one of the other.
Right.
parties.
Yeah, yeah, it could.
If
Right,
it's non
because we
competitive,
can-
doesn't compete.
If the cost is not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
well, aren't we gonna be required to have a railing no matter what for safety?
oh, there'll be a railing.
Yeah, don't be.
Yeah.
And we don't want an ugly railing with a beautiful set of risers.
Wait, I thought I was
Oh,
talking about lighting, but
Okay, but I think we're getting off track a little bit, so I'd like to get through the proposals and then kind of look at what we can. What we can. If we wanna combine things or consider, consider combining. So we got Jesus, Madonna and team.
So at first, the proposal like didn't really, the work didn't speak
Yeah,
to me.
It's not showing up. for me.
It didn't show up for me and then.
Oh, it didn't show up for you?
No, I got
Yeah.
that it got deleted, but then I was able to see it somehow, I
Oh.
don't remember.
Oh, yeah, I
Okay.
never saw
Yeah,
that.
I mean, they didn't quite,
That's
they didn't
cool.
really give us anything. You sent a supplemental thing for that.
That was it.
That was what they're actually
What's
proposing.
That's that cool.
Yeah.
This is-
Oh, yeah.
So
I like the lighting.
I loved the lighting. That's what kind of drew me to their portfolio in the first place, was those lit elements that they did in San Francisco.
Mhm.
Drive by and you're like, whoa, what's that? They're like
Yeah.
giant flowers.
Let me see it,
Yeah.
let me see, where is it? Cause I never saw
Up.
that.
I sent this on Saturday.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
the,
that.
yeah, like those.
Yeah.
and so I was like, this is,
Pretty cool.
we have the opportunity on this site that we won't get with a lot of others, where we actually can influence things like the lighting or the railings and whatnot. And where while we could put a bench anywhere, we could put a mural anywhere, to be able to like
Mhm.
we have, I think, much fewer opportunities to do lighting or railings than we would, with some of these other things. So that's why it drew me. The only thing that concerned me was that they're proposing a mural, but they didn't include any work of theirs from the past that includes, I mean, not mural, that includes mosaics. So they're proposing a mosaic, but they don't have any past work that includes
Hmm,
mosaic
ability-
examples.
Their ability to do mosaics.
So I don't know, is it like just, and also the rendering is very
Digital.
conceptual, like it's
Well,
just
yeah,
like,
of course it is, yeah.
and is that what is it gonna be more, is it gonna be
So that's more
like,
block versus the mosaic.
Yeah, that's
Other
more
ones are
intricate.
more
That's
intricate
that's
style.
pixelated.
Yeah, yeah. But does
Yeah,
that
it's
work
still good.
because you can look at it from far away?
Exactly.
That's when those things work,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So, but I love, even if maybe if maybe the mosaic isn't drawing me in like I would hope it would, I don't know if that's just because like this is a very, primitive sort of like they
Yeah,
just
yeah,
threw
they
something
did.
together, or if that's really what they're proposing, but the lighting I think is so cool.
It is.
The lighting is fun. I do worry a little bit about the people who live on that. Like their front doors are right outside of the thing. I personally would love to have one of those outside. my
It's
front
only,
door.
it's only one.
Only
That's
one.
right, I think
Okay, yeah,
so.
I know, but
And
I'm
could
just
you
wondering, would
see-
they be like, oh my God, I have.
The
something outside my door."
entrance of the walkway and on both sides, and then just two,
Yeah,
and then the rest could be like within, because those are big pieces,
Yeah,
they're gonna
those are
take a
big
lot of
pieces.
space.
Well, the thing, at least the design does, I think, work with our dark skies ordinance, because it's supposed to be like shaded.
Mhm.
And I think it's so artful, but it provides I think people are complaining all the time that our stairways are not well lit.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I do feel like there are some things that could be rather obnoxious if you lived in the house next door, but also like that is just where they have purchased property. I mean, that's where they live.
Yeah.
And while there were other examples that I was like, ooh, this one to me
Yeah.
doesn't strike that, because there's gonna have to be lighting no matter what, right?
Mhm. I think personally, I think it's a little Disneylandish.
And
I,
it's a
I was looking at it.
rendition,
I was
It's a
looking at it in
rendition.
so it's
terms
gonna
of
be
like,
probably metal, it's not gonna be as Disney-ish when you see it,
I
I
hope
think.
not. I think they can refine it.
and I was looking at it in terms of like, what's the purpose of doing something like this? And to me, a lot of it is, it's visually interesting.
Mhm.
It would actually, I've actually never used any of these staircases. But
Oh, me too. And I've
But
walked up those
this would
treacherous
be-
one many times.
This would be fun. I mean, this would be something that would be fun to go up
Visit.
and, yeah, and just,
And just try it out.
yeah, and it would be enticing and it would be something that would pull me up into there.
Okay, further to that. Were you done? Sorry.
Yeah, I am.
So if you go to page 6,
In this?
yes, go to
Okay.
page 6. And those panels, and then further down on page 7 and
I can't
So
tell which is
6,
page 6.
7, and then
We're pulling it up.
okay, here, then I'll just show it to you. from
Oh,
here.
yeah, that's. good.
So this is
Yeah, that's
13,
fabulous.
right, and this is the same artist, and
Right.
then we go back to these panels.
Mhm. Yeah. that's
What is
fun.
really ugly going up that staircase right now are the fences.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all
So
falling apart.
if we're doing something, maybe paneling, whether it's this artist or another one on the sides in some
Mhm.
places would be interesting and also take away from the ugliness of the fence.
Are the
That's what-
fences going to be addressed? The
Yeah,
pulling down
yeah,
fences?
probably not.
Not that I'm aware. of.
Are
Yeah.
they for private property? Are they
Yeah.
private property owner's responsibility, right?
Yeah. So it sort of just talk to me from that perspective of how do we disguise
isn't
these
this
ugly
something-
fences
is this
when we
a
only
tree?
have
Yeah.
this much space?
Can we trim the trees so
I
they're not overhanging so much?
mean, sure.
Yeah,
Probably, I mean,
if they're on private
Is this just
property,
staying like
then
that?
No.
No,
That's
if
gonna
they're
get
on private
upstairs.
property, but they're
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
they're-
overflowing,
that's gonna
you
get
can
upstairs.
cut the
Yeah,
other.
okay,
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 cause those
Yeah.
lights will not
So I
work.
walked
Yeah.
up and
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
But
And
those
that also
fences
takes
are ugly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's like small space, there's a tree in the middle. So it's gonna, it's hard to visualize
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Well, though, that I do feel like though, from this, like, you could see a lot of stairs at once.
Yeah, from that angle. you
Yeah,
can-
I'm thinking, once you get up to a certain level, you should be able to
But
see,
that's
it. And I think it's gonna get re-engineered.
The thing though with the mosaic is you only get it from one direction.
That's true.
And so if people are, walking in both directions,
What do they get to
down,
see?
they won't.
you miss it.
Yeah.
You don't see it
Yeah.
at all.
Right.
So
Right.
should there be some other element, if you did a mosaic, like a railing or lighting or whatever,
Right.
that gives you one experience something going down and then
Yeah, it's
something
true.
you get to
It's only for
experience
going
going
What
up.
if those fancy things were at the top, so that was why I
Oh,
was really interested in that other piece that was up on San Bruno. San Benito.
The archway.
Was, yeah, the archway thing at the top. So when you arrive at that staircase, you're not seeing the mosaics, but you could see some of those light.
And McGrath did a beautiful like lamp as well.
Mhm.
So should we move to that?
Yeah, I think let's move down to the.
Like this one.
Oh my God, my favorite.
Is that your favorite?
Oh my God, I didn't vote for this one.
Just because I think it fits the site. It's
Oh,
not like-
it's just so creative
And it's
and
so,
whimsical.
it's natural.
Did Camille pick McGrath?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I figured she probably picked McGrath because of the sideways railing. When I remember when she said,
You
when we
wanna
do
place
the
it-
railing, the little kids can hang
And that
on.
would be perfect.
So
though.
growing up, you've got,
As long as it's not sharp.
Sharp.
Yeah,
Right.
there's a lot of little pieces.
Yeah.
But beautiful. I mean, look at
Oh,
it. It is gorgeous. Have so much to look at as they walk
Yeah,
by.
and this.
So I'm
this was
assuming
beautiful.
that everything, because they kind of seem to do like 4 different proposals for each element.
Yeah, I know, it's complicated.
So
So I'm
they,
assuming they're proposals for the
They-
whole thing as a unit.
they submitted several different pieces, but all of them fit within the
Okay.
budget.
Oh.
Okay.
But they've also priced them individually, so
Oh,
you
wow.
could
You
pick
pick one
and
out.
choose.
The lighting is really cool.
The light.
You see the
The
light?
Yeah.
lighting's awesome.
in
Oh,
McGrath.
I love.
Yeah, the lighting is really
Yeah, I mean, this was,
My
this
favorite.
kind of had like all the elements.
We would have to put one
With
like
the
that.
railing.
Are you
Oh,
kidding me?
well, yeah.
Tree of life.
They also gave
Reminds
us
me of my
nice
house.
a couple of quick sketches.
Yeah, yeah, the,
Which
of
I really.
different plants, I
yeah,
think
those
were
are
pretty
beautiful.
cool.
Just go inside. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the, yeah,
The lupine.
the lupine.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they really.
Fun. And it kind of looks like it's growing out of the mountain. I just love it.
I just feel like the
And we
color
have
palette
the-
is what bothers me.
Yes, because that's why the
It's
color, the
really-
other color.
Cause it's all bronze.
But
Yeah.
I kind of
But
like
that's
it
why the
Because I feel like it'll get lost.
They could do in a shinier metal.
I don't know, I just feel like the color palette gets lost amongst everything that's already
Dark.
natural,
that's
like
true.
there's not a lot of contrast.
But that's why an entrance piece and an exit piece.
So, but I think the lighting is amazing. I really like the
The
lighting.
lighting.
Where's the lighting?
I mean.
Yeah,
I
you
can
see it's
Keep
coming.
going,
Yeah,
it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
that
we have-
I'm
and then we
not
have the
seeing.
butterfly bench.
See, he could do. he
This
could do
one, I think
color.
it's like a swan, there's like a swan. And then one of them is a tree. The tree
Okay,
is
wait.
sick.
I'm gonna-
So we have the benches.
Keep
Yeah.
going.
There
Oh, there
Here's
we
the
go.
lighting.
Yeah, I
Love that.
That is cool.
I think
You
I
do
like that
one of
better
those-
than the
you do
other.
One of those at the entrance.
Yeah, at the
like,
entrance
it's like a
would be
magical
cool.
kingdom.
Actually, that's
Up on
very
San Benito?
true.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be?
That I
cool?
think
Because
is
then
really
that would
cool.
give
Or
somebody
down below, you have one below and one above.
Well, wait, and walking down San Benito, if you didn't know that there was that space there,
Mhm.
it would be a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the top and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going to show the tree.
The other one. Yeah, that's.
No,
gorgeous.
keep
No,
going.
that's, yeah,
That's
that's.
the
That
showing-
same
has a
one
little
as
bit of
mine.
color in it too.
Right. I mean,
This one
I
I think
don't
is
mind-
super cool with do you see the like
This
bird
one.
on top? But if you keep going,
I don't mind that it's all bronzy. I think
And you
it's-
know what? I bet you,
Yeah.
Combined with
So
the
tree is
Oh,
really
that's
cool.
I bet you they could add some enameling to any of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at
I
that
could
fence.
see them making like almost like an archway
Yeah,
or with
and-
trees or vines or whatever.
For
That's
the
lit.
entrance.
Yeah, then it's like a magical tunnel.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
goes
I think
after. That'd
that's
be
so
so
Yeah,
cool.
a
Isn't that beautiful?
destination.
It would be so
I mean-
cool. If we just did that, I think that was.
Yeah, there's-
Oh,
No,
that would
we're
be.
not.
But
I kind of think they should just.
but then like you think about the stairs.
Yeah. Everything needs art. You can.
Oh, no, you could have it at the entrance and that, but then the stair, it will look so bland in between. if you
That's
just
true.
But we
those
have the
two
opportunity
things.
of doing other things.
Yeah.
On what we've got, so, yeah,
This,
but yeah,
this just makes me
that's what I
fall
was
in
just
love.
doing too.
Yeah, that's really.
Ah.
great.
I want
I
that.
know.
Can I
Oh,
just have
yeah.
that?
You probably could. You could
I'm
probably
sure
buy
we
one.
can find out how much
How much it is? Yeah.
eventually.
Very cool stuff.
There it is.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's gotta be enameling on the
On the-
breast.
on the
Mhm.
leaves,
Color.
yeah.
Yeah, that I like that there's seven.
And does, these are things that need to be done
Before,
before,
probably to plan everything.
would we have it?
One at the
I
top.
think
and
if you
one
did it at the top and the bottom, it wouldn't be a
wouldn't be a big deal.
significant
Okay.
impact to the
As long as they
And then-
know.
and then
As long as they know we need
And the railing.
That's
Oh,
true.
right.
That doesn't-
That's the light.
So the railings would or wouldn't.
I think they would
They
be,
would be.
Yeah.
It's
Railings would
like
be tight. You gotta turn that
the
around.
light of the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might not be part of our dark skies, that one in particular, but you could put a cover down. on
this
it.
has to be
Yeah.
downlit, the direction of
So
the
it
light
would
has to
be
be. down.
probably not.
This one doesn't discriminate going up or down.
No.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that, I mean, they both probably have to be pointed down, unfortunately, but.
So we do move to the next one?
Okay.
Let's
That's
do
my
it.
favorite.
This one, Lisa?
Yeah.
Yeah. studio.
Yeah, just two big light elements on both ends. of
Yeah,
the
that
It's
is
street.
so pretty.
I mean, I know the
Slick
stairs.
is the next one.
Do something
Which one?
on those
Slick.
too, but
Slick.
Money.
Slick is slick.
Well, we don't know how much it is.
that's true.
I mean, I.
Other- Yeah.
Yeah, if it was just lighting, I mean.
This is
Where are we going?
layered metal.
Slick and
Color.
Shrek.
Sorry, tree bench.
Yeah, this one we only got one design, but they,
But they're colored now,
They're
talk about your
very
colors.
colored.
I like the layers of these colors.
but then they wanted to put them, those where?
No, they're benches.
Those, no,
No,
before,
that's
but
not-
those things are not.
No, I think they're
these
just
are-
sample of
that's
their work.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah,
They could do something like that on the railing or on the posts of the railing.
It was proposed as benches.
Oh, it was proposed as benches? Okay.
Yeah.
To me, benches, I think could go in so many different
Yeah,
places, like, they could go on Crocker, they could go, that I feel like this
Doesn't
area,
even-
Needs little things in it.
it
Yeah.
only
It's
can.
so little.
Yeah.
So one opportunity to do certain kinds of
lighting.
elements that we
Right.
can't do everywhere else.
See, but that would make nice railing and such,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
totally. But that's not what they proposed,
Yeah, that's
right?
not what they
So, I don't know how we, I mean,
I mean, they.
I love the
yeah.
tumbling kids, that would be super fun. There were tumbling
like
kids
more
with
like a
stars,
proper
look at the
park
tumbling
kind of
kids with
thing.
stars.
Feels like more of a proper park.
Yeah.
Benches
On the
with
railing.
these little
Like if
pieces.
they were-
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, I agree with that. I think that, yeah, I mean, Angel,
They're pretty-
Angel made a point that this would do really well on the Crocker Trail.
This
Or,
much
yeah,
it'll
better.
still be nice as
Or,
birds.
or
sky.
First Park.
Bird
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, First Park. would be
Yeah.
Done.
great.
But I don't,
But.
Can you
no.
imagine that as a railing?
That was
Kids.
Park.
Oh my god, that'd be.
Or
cool.
That's
colorful.
First Park, you guys.
That is
That's
what
cool.
for me. I said bird.
I think
And
That's
that's
exactly what
where it
it's
is
for.
now that.
that,
That- yeah.
thing.
that
Why was
has-
that first?
Oh my god, that'd be
All right,
fun.
It's
we're
gonna
just
be
talking
done
about a
in 1
different
year.
project.
Noted,
Yeah.
Tom.
One meeting, we're gonna
That
accomplish it.
that one would be fantastic.
That would be great for.
Okay.
well, you
file
know
it
how,
first.
you know how you have to write the RFP for
Yeah.
the
Of
first
course.
part, artwork now.
And we can get better ones.
Right,
It's gonna be tough.
And then you invite the people that you like this go
Right.
around to apply and.
yeah.
Well,
Brilliant.
for the most part, I was just blown away by all of them for different reasons.
Right.
Oh,
I mean, the
Yeah.
poetry on the plexi,
Okay.
I was
We
like,
still
it
have-
would have a place somewhere, I don't know
So,
where it is.
maybe
but
not
it's
on the
brilliant.
stairs, but it would, you need the space for the
Mhm.
reflection to have.
Okay,
that.
who
So
we
we
have
still
next?
have, we
Studio
have Slick.
Folia.
Studio Folia, sorry, we have Studio
Studio
Folia.
Folia.
next.
We're done right.
You feel like you're hurting
Oh,
cats
that one's
today?
my link.
A little bit, but, you know, but it's like,
She's so
that's,
good at it,
that's,
though.
but
You're
that's
so
what,
good.
but that's what this
Art's
meeting
about,
is.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
it's
like,
about
it's
conversation.
conversation,
Art.
it's just,
We're
you know,
making
making
art.
sure that it
With artists.
stays kind of focused
And
on,
everybody's voices.
you know,
That's the only thing I like about this. Kind of, it's neat.
if the inner bitch.
I like
then
it.
you got it.
I'll let you know.
It's like, you know,
It's kind of expected though.
It'd be kind of great if it was a poem going up.
Words are.
Wasn't what he was proposing that he would join in with somebody?
No,
would
that was a
help
different
find the
one.
word that was
That was a
different
different one, and I actually like
I
that
like
one
that
better.
concept, me too.
Yeah, that it was telling a story,
Yeah.
it wasn't just words.
And it invited community participation.
Yeah.
and coming up with the right thing.
I mean, I'm more interested in some of this person's other work.
Yeah, the other work was, the words on risers, I was like, I can do
I
that.
mean, like, this
Yeah, I
is
know.
beautiful.
It's more of a
I love it.
conceptual idea, if the words were, you know, like a story, or if they, you know, words can inspire. I just think words as art. The words themselves are not that exciting visually, but as
I think
a
that we-
concept, I think it's cool.
I think it could be controversial and criticized.
Yeah,
Oh.
words, yeah.
I
I'm
did
not worried
disagree
about
with
that, but yeah. Yeah.
I could see people having like, you know,
Reaction.
Why that word? Why not this word?
if this
Reactions.
art, you know,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Like courage.
Oh, we're gonna be criticized anyway, just get over it.
Yeah.
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 Or
I know,
something-
but over
that's when
something
you
that
feel
I
good
like, sure, over something that I think is like worth that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but to me, it just doesn't resonate with me.
Mhm.
That's the only thing. But the other
Yeah.
work, like the face,
Mhm.
that-
Oh, yeah. the other work is
amazing.
beautiful.
That I could see at the marina.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like that piece is, I love it.
I like the ideas of something written. I'm not nuts about, you know, one-off words.
Yeah.
I'm also not that crazy about a word on every step.
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
could
what if
be-
it's like 3 words and then it becomes a story, maybe a quote, you know, and it's just
Mhm.
something that you experience going up and you
Yeah.
read it as you go up and you're like, oh, this is cool. That's the experience you get, not a word on every step and just block letters. That's just boring.
Well, there's like, this is one thing I can think of, but when you're driving on 5, you're going to LA.
Done it a
And
million times.
there's these
Oh, yeah.
signs on the side of the road and it says 1 taco a day keeps the hunger away.
Right.
You don't know, cause you can't see, it's too far, and it's funny. And you're like, you know, and. And I was like, it's something like that, you know, that
Yeah.
has little, there's little cheeky little, you know, what's gonna be the next word?
Good.
Yeah, really yummy. Where did you get the?
Pass it around.
She's been getting these.
Are these,
need a
are these
beer.
They're like
Trader
the-
Joe's
Being a
with
sorry,
crack
I'm
on
not
them?
getting-
I don't know,
Yeah,
they're, I
water.
think so,
The
they're,
package is
Costco?
up there.
Cracker crack.
they're pretzel crisps.
Oh.
I think you should,
And
Stu
active.
Stu has been getting these.
They're probably pretty good for you.
Oh, yeah.
Except for the
Health
sodium.
food. Health food.
And the
All right, where do we wanna go from here?
Okay,
Is that it?
I think we have two
All right.
that are fighting for each other. From what I
Okay.
see.
Or combining together?
Yeah, could
yeah,
it
so
be?
what,
Oh,
alright,
did we do the Florence Ziski? He wasn't on the list.
There wasn't
No.
enough, it was just me and you.
okay,
Yeah.
so I think
I like
from
it.
from what I heard. We're not we're not gonna continue on discussing Studio Folia. At this time,
Correct.
okay,
Not for me.
Great stuff though.
Slick and. Rachel Slick, I think, got the impression also, that was the benches. That's probably a little bit too limited
That space.
for that space and, okay.
But fabulous.
So that
pop.
brings us to McGrath,
Mhm.
which
The
was the
railing?
one that did the railings and the and the sculpture and
The
everything.
lighting?
And the lighting.
The lighting,
Yeah.
the
And that,
trees.
that seems to be one that we're really interested in discussing further.
Lighting trees.
I think that could look really nicely with
Yeah.
mosaic.
With the bucket, yeah, I think it would because you,
They're
it
complimentary.
doesn't have to be colorful like everything.
And then we've got the Magana, which was the lights,
Mosaic and-
oh, the lights, right, the mosaic.
Oh,
Kinda
the
contemporary.
The
other
risers
lights.
and the
The other
kind of
lights.
the
Contemporary
floral
design.
lights.
Yeah.
Are we interested in discussing them further?
I like the idea of maybe panels on the side of that walkway, whether it's McGrath or something else.
But I'm worried about those fences that
Is
are
that
falling
Magana?
off and are those
No,
gonna
this is
be?
Magana does not have.
in
That's
Tucked
Magana.
in.
This is Magana.
Magana, okay, so
But
Magana.
Oh, they do have it.
Also had the.
I
they
like the
also have
panels
floral.
hiding, I really do.
I just thought
Panels
that
hiding.
Okay, Magana was the one that had the big flowers
Yeah, the
that
big
we liked as well.
Mhm.
Well, this
Okay.
is, yeah, the flowers, walk with nature.
That seems
Right.
a lot more expensive.
Yeah,
Okay,
well, and it's a,
well, the question is, are we interested in discussing this one farther?
I would not do that many, I would do only two elements, one at the top, one at the top, that's me. Just because I think,
Okay, Lisa.
agreed.
yeah,
That's not, I just wanna
Okay.
get us down to, before we
Yeah,
start
yeah, yeah, yeah.
dissecting.
oh,
That we
I'm good
get
to narrow
down
it
to,
down.
like, what are our final things to talk about?
I think we can do McGrath and Duckett for me
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I'd
think
like to
those
propose
two.
one artist,
Ooh,
just because they'll own it
Okay.
and it'll be theirs.
So-
Sorry.
so this is Magana and we're not gonna move forward with
Yeah.
them. Okay, but we do wanna move forward with Duckett, with Angelina Duckett, who was like our number one, like,
Yeah.
McGrath.
all of us, and
So we're
McGrath.
gonna
Okay,
continue
McGrath.
discussing those.
so we've got two different
Oh
things
God,
there
who
with
put these in
them.
front of me?
Not much of-
I'm just like, I'm not gonna like those, and then they had one, and then here I am, just, I'm
I know,
nervously
I
eating.
know. I was
I just wanna crunch on
craving these
something.
yesterday, actually, these exact ones.
Oh,
And there had
Angel knew.
been a few left in a bag
Oh,
and
yeah.
Stu threw them out.
oh.
And
Did you
left-
kill him?
I was about ready to, because I was like, I wanted something salty and crunchy yesterday.
I think they'd be good.
Like, I don't usually like snack food, but, so these are perfect, thank you very much.
She's pretty good.
Anyway, so we've got Duckett and we've got McGrath.
Mhm.
So we've got two different proposals. We've got the mosaic on the stairs, and then we've got McGrath, who is, sorry.
And you'll have time to work with
The
this
light,
artist.
the lighting and the railing, yeah. They are the ones that did everything,
What
yeah.
is that?
So McGrath is the one who basically, Duckett does the mosaic, the risers, and McGrath does everything else.
We
So
can't know the price now, but how do we decide if we wanna do them both?
Well, you have money in the public art fund. You
Yep.
could spend more money if you want to
Yep.
spend more money. All I can
So
say
I
is
was
that,
hoping you were gonna give that answer.
all I can say is that both of them are within what the proposed budget was, but you
And
could
what
elect
was the
to,
proposed budget?
it was
again?
30 to 80.
Oh,
But
okay.
And
was that 30 to 80? Okay, this is an important question. 30 to 80 for all the elements, or each of their elements is 30 to 80?
Because McGrath gives
Well,
us
the
different
total
price.
McGrath proposal is within that range. But they also priced each piece so that you could pick
Separately.
and choose. If you only wanted to do their lighting, they have a proposed budget for that. If you
So-
wanted to do their full scope of the proposal, they have a figure for that.
We could meet with Duckett to and then maybe it would, the scope of what, how many registers, right? Like, maybe it's a collection of 5. Cause she'll, I think, have a better understanding
Mm.
of what's the appropriate, what's the word I'm
Visualization.
looking for?
Perspective?
Yeah, I get like, what's the arrangement, I guess, so that you'll see it. Um,
There might also be, because we don't know, I'm sure they're gonna re-engineer this whole hillside to make this. You know, I think what's happening is stair,
Yeah.
level off, stair,
yeah,
level off.
landing.
And
Yeah.
then, is there
Mhm.
metal stairs at the top? Cause one of the design was showing a set of metal stair going down.
Right.
There's got to be.
So there's
Something like
96,
that.
there are 96 steps and 7 landings.
7.
And there are varying widths of stairs, 12, 18, and
Okay,
14.
here we go.
And each rise
here we
height
go.
is 7 inches, if that helps with
Okay.
perspective.
Oh, so there's no metal,
Well. we're
or
not
maybe
looking at the
there,
top.
maybe there, yeah.
That's.
No?
No, I
It's
think
all
that's just
redone.
railing.
That's a really cool,
That is very
that
cool.
is
So
a
it's,
very cool.
See, like
place.
this is not gonna have, you
Oh.
don't have the opportunity to
You're
do
not
it.
gonna be able to see that.
But this, you could probably
You could
get,
probably-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, think
the
that.
slope.
but you're also, you're going to see it as you go up.
Yeah.
The landings you'll see going down,
Right, and you're right, the landings you'll see going down.
which is cool. There's an opportunity there, right?
Yeah.
As long as it's not slippery.
Split, no
Yeah.
slip
No, no,
Yeah.
spikes.
Maybe the land.
If you wanna hire me, which I'm not
Have one
suggesting
there.
you
The
do,
railing from
but
McGrath.
what I did on my porch, and when they poured the
Each
cement,
landing, because they
was
have
I pressed
9
leaves
panels.
into
So
the
one
cement.
panel
Wait,
is
you
Something-
guys are talking over each
Okay,
other.
sorry.
Beautiful,
No, hang on.
beautiful.
So you were talking about, Lisa.
Oh, I was just saying that my house on my front porch, when they poured the cement, I pressed leaves into the last layer of cement, and as it dried, lift them up, so you had the silhouettes of leaves in the cement. You could easily do that on
Which gives you
the
grip.
flat,
And grip.
whatchamacallit. I'd be happy to
Ready?
do that.
Yeah, and then Danielle.
And
you
I
were
was,
talking about-
be a
McGrath was
Wouldn't even have-
proposing
I'll
paneling
be the
Right.
lead for me.
for like railing, and they were all individually priced from what I got together. So they could be put at one of the landings,
Mhm.
and we could use more of their work there, because it would work with the mosaic as well.
Interesting
Yeah.
idea.
So should we,
That is.
I'm gonna open it. for a second.
I think could we just get estimates from both and see if we can, I mean, I think we're all in agreement with two.
Yeah, we
But
should
we
let
don't
the
know
artists.
about money, right?
So
We
where,
do know,
where
we just
are
can't let
they-
it factor into our decision making.
Right.
where are they physically? Are any of these local? So I realize we have people from all
McGrath
over the
is
country.
California.
Okay.
I'm not sure
And
exactly where, and I think
Schmidt
Duck
is
is
too,
California
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Well, that's
it's
great.
true.
That is cool. So what it sounds like,
Is she Bay Area? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's.
She Bay
I think
Area,
she's Bay Area, I think she's maybe East
Duck
Bay,
it?
which could be
or
good.
Santa Rosa,
Oh, that's.
I think she might be
Cool.
Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
Santa Rosa,
Cause that's
Mountain View,
local,
right?
yeah.
Like I
Right
said,
on.
that
It's
stuff is
driving.
made in her studio and she just has it installed.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
the
she's
reason I was asking about the
She's San Francisco.
geographical
Francisco.
location
Right.
is bringing
Great.
the artist
Because
here to
people
get a
gave that
better
feedback that they
understanding
want
what they.
more
Yeah.
local artists.
so what, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but what it sounds like from our discussion is that we are interested in extending a contract to both Angelina Duckett and the McGrath. Yeah, McGrath Arts is what it sounds like, but we wanna we want a little bit more direction into, or we want to give them a little more direction in terms of what elements we want to see from each of them. Is that a fair assessment?
I think we need to have a conversation with Duckett and talk about maybe some of our concerns and the slope of the stairs and what she can really, what you can see and how far of a distance and all those different things that come into play. There's a lot of time to work out that. I think what we need to figure out tonight is like, from McGrath, do we want railings? Do we want lighting? Do we want panels?
Maybe he can just throw out some numbers for each element and we can decide that, oh, we really like the lighting, so we wanna do
We
that.
know what, we can't,
We can't do it?
Can't be part of your decision
We
making.
can't.
Right,
Are
we
you
cannot, we
kidding
can,
me?
we can.
we know the,
So, what's
So
what's
this
the
is-
public art fund at right now?
took 2 minutes.
So we've got $3 million.
Let's
We're
not panic
talking
about
about
the money.
30
Yeah.
to $80,000.
Yeah.
Let's not panic
And,
about
and
it.
Yeah.
Let's
goes
get the product
within
right.
budget.
Yeah.
This looks like a concrete pad right here at the top, so this would be Alvarado, that's where the lighting could maybe go for
That's
one
the
of
bottom,
them.
that's the bottom.
Alvarado, the bottom,
Can we meet
and then
with him
San Benito.
before they,
Might be
like,
another
how
pad here.
can we have a conversation with him? 'Cause I would really feel better if we could talk to him about some of the ideas for lighting that we've had. If it's just a piece at the top, an anchor piece at the top and at the bottom, panel. Like, that seems like a lot going on, and I think I would just feel better if we could have a conversation about. And then maybe he might think of, I don't know if it's a woman or not, they might think of something that we hadn't, that they didn't propose.
You wanna say something and then I'll respond to it.
Yeah, I think it'd be really nice to meet them. I mean, it's so cool just to meet the people getting involved and get a good feeling.
And have them look in person
At
at the
the site.
space.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
So
they're
when
both
does-
local, which
And
is
meet us and
fantastic.
that we're not
Public
so
Works,
scary.
Like,
Chip.
So, yeah, yes.
Go ahead.
Can you meet with the artists once you've decided that these are the artists that you wanna move forward with?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. The challenge here, I think, is the public works piece.
Right.
With the
Mhm.
construction, because
Right.
they're gonna put that project out to bid. So they need to know from us what we're proposing to do so that they can integrate that into their construction plans.
So when
they
do
go
they
out
need
to
that?
bid. So they need to know, yes, we need a landing at the top and the bottom and we're gonna put lighting. Or, yes, we're gonna upgrade the prefab handrail with some of these panels and what that might look like. They don't need to know the design right now, but they do need to know how we intend to integrate art on the site.
or if we have just railings that aren't upgraded, they're in, they're,
Correct, because then they won't
Their own-
put it out to bid, or they won't put lighting out to bid.
so when do they need that?
Let's get
Next
them,
week.
let's get them on the phone now.
Really?
Let's get the artists on the phone now.
Yeah, this is.
Can we just call them? Let's just call them right now and see if they answer.
Karen?
McGrath, can we just call them?
I was
I
joking, but it's funny.
Would,
No?
I would not, if, as
Should we
an artist,
wait?
I would
Yeah,
not
it's
like
kinda
to
shocking.
be on the spot
Yeah,
like
that's,
that.
yeah.
I would
Maybe
like, I
wait
would
them,
like
maybe
to have a little
Send them
bit
an email.
of
Yeah, send them
notice.
an email.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we're not gonna be all together again.
no,
Right.
I realize that, but
By
I'm just
then.
saying that it just,
That has to go to council for approval next, if
Next
it
week.
has elements.
So it's mostly just McGrath then,
at the
Because-
moment.
because the mosaic can be done after.
Yeah, the mosaic can be done
Huh.
later,
Interesting.
right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
So
There's
that's
only
only the
one
one
that
person
we
we
need
need to
Yeah.
hustle and say, you know, we're on this timeline.
Get
Can
them.
can you get down here?
But they need direction from you
Yeah.
to say,
Because
we-
yes, we want
Or the
lighting,
trees.
yes, we want
Panel.
panels.
Okay, make a decision.
I don't know, personally. If I was competing against. Dozens of other people who are submitting, or however many, you don't know when you're the artist. And you know, like, it's between, you're basically the final selection, and there are a couple of questions, like. I would wanna get that job
Mhm.
for me. And so, I feel like they should be able to.
I'm sure that they
Answer
would be
questions about
willing,
their
I'm
work.
sure
Yeah.
that they would be willing, we just need to know what those questions are that we're asking them.
So let's.
And I
make a
think,
list.
I
Let's
think the
make a
bigger,
Let's work
I think
on
the
that.
bigger piece also is, like having a conversation with Karen again, about what exactly they need from us so that we're not interfering with their timeline.
Mhm.
So if we know definitively that we're gonna say, yes, we're gonna do lighting,
Let's maybe go around the room, what pieces from this, like, do we all want lighting? Do we all just want a railing? Do we all
that would
just,
be helpful.
maybe then we're all in agreement, we want lighting and there's nothing to talk about
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Okay, my suggestion for lighting, and you guys can disagree or agree, that's just might come out of the top of my head. Is that I would like to see lighting element at the top and lighting element at the bottom,
Agree.
and nothing in between, just because that seems like harder to install. What do
Yeah,
you guys?
no, it makes sense.
Oh, I'm down for it all. I
Okay,
think
no,
the lighting
that's just the
sucks.
lighting, just the lighting.
No, I think our lighting of our
Oh, yeah.
trails is terrible.
Yeah.
And our stairways.
Lighting.
The first-
I know.
Oh, I think the first question was just whether or not we wanted the lighting element, not
Right.
specifically what it
Okay,
was.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
So, yeah,
yes, we
so,
want the.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
sorry, I'm just,
That's up for
No.
sure.
Good job.
okay, yeah,
Lighting
But,
element.
but
so,
Top and
just
bottom.
to clarify, lighting just at the top and the bottom
no, we're just.
with the standard bollards that are being proposed with the construction project? Or lighting at the top and the bottom and McGrath is designing other lighting on throughout? Cause that makes a difference.
I think it should be, if you do it, you do it. Like, I think if we're gonna do
Mhm.
lighting, we should own, then it feels piecemeal to me. It doesn't feel like a cohesive thing. It feels like we plop this here, we plop this there, and standard issue lighting in the middle, like,
But then they might have
Okay.
to come up with something different, because those are standalone pieces that are gonna be on each side. In the middle of the stairway, that won't work.
Okay,
So-
so in addition to that idea, since followed downward lighting is what we need
Mhm.
for dark skies, let's have two pieces like we said, top and bottom, and then in the same vein, so we keep it all the same, smaller pieces of something similar.
Maybe grills. Maybe
On the
we
way
could
down
talk to them
that are
about
in
what we
that
could do
design.
Oh,
to-
you,
on
are you
top
talking
of
about, are you
the-
talking about railings, or are you talking about? more
No,
lighting?
total, we have to put lighting all the
Right.
way down
Right, right,
for
right.
safety purposes.
Right, right, right.
So we don't want standard bollards, because it's not gonna match what we're
Yeah.
choosing this beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So what about we say to them, here, we want these two lovely pieces, one at the top and one at the bottom, and then on the way down, we need six other
Something.
lights, whatever it is. Can we make something like that, small?
Yeah.
That's the
So,
same.
Or
kind of
maybe they
design.
put on top of the bollards and.
So we would not be
Like
saying,
this guy that we saw that had those.
so
flowers.
Public Works would not be bidding on the lighting for,
This one?
that's the big question.
Got it.
is We are doing lighting, we are asking McGrath to do the lighting. That means Public Works does not add that into their bid.
Correct.
So that's what we're deciding.
That's what you need, right?
That's what city council
Right.
would need next week.
That's, I'm okay with that. Are you okay
Staff
with that,
report due
Madison?
this Friday.
Okay,
Yeah. Cool. All right, we just need one vote.
okay, so we are, on McGrath, we want the lighting,
Mhm.
Mhm.
McGrath.
we want the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, do we want the railings?
I'd love the railing.
The railing would be.
Or,
Yeah.
or not maybe solid railings, but railing,
Do we want the railings?
railing enhancements, that's what I'm trying to say.
But the railing, I think we could
Okay.
have it in certain place.
Guys?
Yeah.
Do we want the railings? That's the question right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Okay, not,
but
I know,
not
I'm sorry, I'm
everywhere.
trying to be very, very, like, focused on this, and it's like not deciding, like, what are we talking about yet?
Yeah.
Are we, because we have to figure out what Public Works does not need. to
Yeah,
offer
now
before.
is
So we
Public
want
Works
railings.
not gonna put in their industrial strength railings?
If they're not gonna
If
do
they're
it.
not gonna do that, that's gonna be a major project in the railing department.
Right. and
so
that's
is
probably
Public
gonna
Works gonna throw in? Like, is some of?
I know where you're going with this. and you
I
know what the
think
answer is,
that
don't
because
you?
we're saving the
You know what
city
the answer is.
money,
I,
like that money that was gonna have to be spent regardless, right,
Where is
should
it?
I don't
go.
think I can answer the
You
question I know.
That
she's
is a
gonna
city
ask.
council
Yeah.
question.
That
Yeah,
is,
it
It's grant money.
no, that is,
It's also grant
It's also
money.
grant money, so it's tied to.
That was the
project.
grant money that I got.
Yes.
so,
we
okay,
have-
but does that mean
do we have
that, like,
money?
But I
if,
think that is the question is if
For the whole
funding was already going to be allocated within the construction
10,000 for
project for
railings.
railing, then would
We put
anything
that
that we
towards
do be on
Right.
top of that?
I mean,
Or-
or kind of sound like, because this was brought up before at our meeting with Kinzer, and
And what was the
Sa-
answer?
Well, it sounded like she said that probably how it would go, but I don't think she knew.
So we need to get to the
exactly.
bottom of that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Well,
We got that money as a safety grant through BPAC.
Mhm.
It took me 7 years to get that money, by the way. So that money needs to be wholly spent within this project. That I can tell you.
Okay.
It can't be used for anything else.
Yeah, well,
that's
yeah,
what I think it was.
that's,
use it
of
all.
course, but like, if it's 10,000 would be for lighting. And we're gonna spend 20, then I think 10,000 should come from that money. Grant money, and we supplement the extra 10.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Instead of us
We
just
need
saying-
some clarity on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you
And
should
same
put
with
that,
railing.
get that clarity for the
Some
staff report.
permits
yeah.
too, that we may have to do something by permits, right?
Well, there's going to be spaces between if we do horizontal things, there's gonna be spaces so nobody can hang themselves on it. You know,
Look at
little
the
kids
permit
can't fall
restrictions,
through and blah, 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 blah.
We need to look at the permit restrictions too. and that
Well,
has
these
to be-
people will have to, I mean,
That's their.
Yeah, that.
by them saying, yes, we know this is the type of project it is, we're prepared to follow all the standard building codes and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So,
And then the other thing on here was. They were also proposing like the butterfly bench or a
Mm,
bench.
I
or
don't- I think
benches,
it's
so we're
getting-
not gonna
it's
do
getting
like the
big.
benches.
bench.
And then, when we're talking about panels, what is that?
I think if we have that evolved railing, I mean, panel
That
behind it.
doesn't
maybe
need
a
to
big
happen
chunk.
right now.
Okay,
But the thing is,
That's-
it
It's
is
just
so
one fence
ugly.
of stairs.
The fence
Yeah.
is so ugly up there.
okay.
How many
So
yards?
what we're asking for McGraw is lighting,
All the lighting,
all the lighting,
all the railing.
and all the railing,
Yeah.
correct?
yes, so
That's great.
now that Public Works knows they're not gonna go to bid on those elements, I think then we should be able to have a longer conversation about
Mhm.
vision, right, and theme.
Mhm.
And like we would do with Ducket, but we still should be able to have that a little bit of time, right, to get some type of conversation going, especially about the lighting, I think has to be.
But I
had.
also feel like I don't wanna tell the artist what to do. I wanna give them a theme and let them run with it. I'm not a
Yeah.
director.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
yeah,
and
definitely.
Ducket would need to know what the lighting
Right.
looks like,
Yeah.
because it would influence their mosaic, I would
Mhm.
think.
Well, the lighting will go in before
Yeah,
anyway.
before,
so,
yeah.
Okay, so I am thinking that we need a motion at some, because we're talking very specifics. And and it's, to me, it seems as if we've reached a decision on which artist we're gonna be going with, and so I'd like to have a formal, like,
Why doesn't somebody who's not on the city council make these motions so we don't catch flack?
yeah, I mean, I would like to, I
I'm-
would like to call for a motion.
I second.
No.
Well,
No, no,
yeah,
no,
no,
Scott's
no,
gonna
we're
make it.
Calling for a motion.
Okay.
Can I just, sorry to interject, I'm texting Karen Kinzer
Yeah.
currently and asked if she would be available to hop on a call. I'm wondering
Okay,
if it
let's
might
wait
make
a
sense to
second.
take a 5-minute break.
Yeah,
And I can
Okay.
call her and try to get some clarity
Awesome.
and then,
All right, we're back.
okay, Karen, we're back on and you're in here. Thank you for.
Hi, everyone.
Hopping on the call.
Hey.
So the questions that I asked Karen kind of were from the conversation previously about, just the general timing of what their team needs to know for their bidding process and what, the council would need to approve in advance, as well as like how the funding would work for things that were going to be in the bid package, but that we would integrate public art into. So Karen, do you want to share what you shared with me?
So Noreen asked me about, if you put a design on the risers we talked about that it could be just after the, concrete, the steps are constructed and may not need to be incorporated at all. I'm not sure, I don't think you said what they were looking at doing, but it was painting onto them or
Mosaics,
Mosaics.
which could be done later.
mosaics. And probably, yeah, it would be better done later because that's kind of a lot of handwork, huh?
Yes.
And then we talked about the lighting and that you said you had something that you were interested in approving for lighting, and it involved a little more light at the top and bottom, and then replacing the bollards, the 6 bollards that were in the original design. So what I told Noreen is that we would need to know where those are and what specifically what they're going to install and how it mounts. So with the construction, we can put in the foundations in the right spot, and they might have like anchor bolts that are in the concrete that stick out that then the light fixture would attach to the foundation with. So we need that early on to build it into the design. We need that. That's what we need in early November. And then for the handrail, same thing. We need to know how it's going to integrate with the steps so that we can adjust our design. And we need that time to adjust the design to meet the grant deadline. So then was the other piece that we talked about was the cost. You guys had asked about the cost.
Yeah.
And what we have now is our estimates for those items. So there's 2 ways that we could figure out what the increment is for this different solution. We could either use their cost against our estimate, or we could make the contractor bid it both ways, and then we'd know more specifically what the difference in cost is.
I would make the contractor bid it both ways.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Karen?
No, it's
They-
hard to hear you.
They said, they would suggest having the contractor bid it both ways.
They prefer that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why that's a more accurate number.
And then we can take those funds, right? Like, let's say that the contractor would say it's cost $10,000 for the handrails, for example. And our artist says they're gonna cost them 30,000. So could we use 10,000 from the BPAC money and then the public art will supplement 20K out of the public art fund?
Yeah, that would be,
Okay.
that's the plan, that's appropriate.
Okay, as long as we can get that, and as long as we have an idea of what it would cost otherwise from your team, then we can, supplement whatever is remaining.
Right,
A
right,
quick
know
question,
the difference, yeah.
Karen, it's Karen Cunningham here. Hey,
Karen.
your drop dead date for all of this information, you said early November. Can you give us a date?
Well, we said November 1st,
Okay,
because our consultant has taken a while to turn around these design items, and we need to be bidding by February 1, so we need to have our package ready, a little before. So,
Okay.
if you're a week or 2 into November, I think we can make it happen, but not any later than that.
okay, so say November 10, can we make that a drop dead deadline?
Yeah, that's a good number.
Thank you, Karen.
Okay, was that everything?
Anything else for Karen?
I think that was it.
I'm gonna big thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
For your dinner.
Enjoy your time off. Bye. Oh, that's good news.
I would
Yeah.
prefer if we could meet,
Thank you.
well, maybe we can make a motion now.
Yeah, I mean, all I was looking for was like, if we should do a motion on which artwork we've decided, or which artist that we decided that we're gonna go with.
Mhm.
That's,
I think so.
that was it, so then we can proceed with just a discussion on what we wanna talk about with each of the artists. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I can get a motion?
I motion.
No, you have to
say
state the
what it
whole.
You have to
Oh,
say
I state that I motion that are we approving Ducket and
Award a contract to Ducket.
award a contract for mosaics with Ducket and the metal railing and lighting for McGrath?
I
Second. Okay, there you
All in favor?
Let's do a proper roll
Okay,
call.
sorry.
Chair Glassman,
Aye.
Vice Chair Greenlee,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Cunningham,
I,
Councilmember Davis,
go. Aye.
Park and Recreation Commissioner Sue.
Didn't think about it.
Abstain. No. Aye.
This is
Committee,
fun.
committee member Salmon is absent. Committee member Telstar.
Aye.
Okay.
So I would love if we can meet about this again.
yes.
With the maybe talking to at least McGrath, that seems to be the most pressing before November.
At the site.
At
maybe.
the site, I
Can you go
don't,
to the site?
I don't really think I need to go to the site.
Look
I
at
don't
it.
know if we need to
Nobody
They
needs,
do.
they do.
I
I
don't,
wanna be
it's
there.
gonna get dark, like, it's getting,
Come on,
getting
could be
darker
there.
and darker earlier and earlier, but
Mhm.
I think that we need to like. Have a meeting with them before, I don't wanna wait till November and then be really up, cause they need to have their time to prepare. Whatever it is, the drawings and all that stuff for city staff, so if we could get a meeting scheduled in the next couple of weeks.
I agree.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I totally
Oh,
agree.
is everybody okay with that?
Yeah, I'm
Heck
just
yeah.
gone one weekend though.
I'll be in
France.
I'm
Oh,
excited
we're gonna
about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Oh.
gone
I have the public love it too. I don't see any problems with it.
19th through the 22nd.
couple of people
come to that.
Who knows?
That's where
So the week of the 21st.
Hang on.
They're working, but
Yeah, we got,
And Randy's gone
Well, he'll be back,
through next week.
yeah.
So
I can't imagine Karen,
I think November 7th is the next council meeting
that. we
after
could-
the 17th.
Mhm.
So the 20, do we need to wait until then to put it through?
Well, the other opportunity would be next week.
Because,
Yeah, next
oh,
week,
because
that's
we
good.
need a more solidified price?
Well, we need the specifics of like where, what kind of anchor mounts they would need for lighting and how many
Okay.
panels and.
So the 21st is the date I have in my calendar, it's like our normal meeting date.
I'm not here. for that.
October
that's my
17th
anniversary.
is your next day.
No, she's saying for
Oh,
public. art.
21st?
Oh, are we talking about November?
October
October
21st, as like our normal, we used to,
Do
do, like-
I'm out of town that week, but that's okay.
That's, yeah.
So,
Can you zoom in? Can we zoom her in for that?
Yeah, I
meeting?
could zoom in. Could zoom in.
Can we zoom her in for that meeting? Angel?
Okay.
anyone can.
That would work.
I'm
I
just trying to
don't
think,
think
can we
I
get
can zoom.
two councilmen, can we do,
What time would it
if we
be?
do the recommendation to council from them, do we need to know all the true specifics? Or,
Well, cause you'll need a final dollar amount for the award of contract.
yeah, it's true, and they probably won't get it, so November 7th.
so we would probably, I mean, even if today we said we want railings and a whatever, lights, but we want little lights instead of, we still wouldn't even know that right now.
no.
So
They'll
I
have
think
to-
it begs another, we'll have to have another meeting regardless, so,
Hopefully
With the artist input?
yeah.
Yeah, with the artist input for sure.
At least just like McGrath,
McGrath, Duckett, I
Right.
think is,
straightforward.
So
Doesn't
I-
matter.
think last time we did it, when we had an artist that we were trying to coordinate with our timing, we just sort of gave a couple dates that we could for sure
Mhm.
do, and then gave them the option, you know, our first option. So we could do the 21st with you zooming in, is that fine?
Yeah.
5:15, right?
Oh, you said it was your anniversary.
Oh, no. Oh,
Is
what
that-
day?
21st.
At least this time, I get to be the one who has, oh, I'm sorry, honey, I couldn't do something.
I've got a
because-
meeting.
I've got a city commitment.
That's a good marriage right there.
You know how many birthdays of
Oh
mine
my God,
he's
I
been
know.
on
Also,
because he's been on trips?
Yeah.
Trips,
Trick.
like
God.
conferences?
Yeah, so my 30th
They
birthday,
actually
I was
was,
pregnant with Ian and Clay took him on the trip.
oh my goodness.
I would have killed her.
Okay, October 21st, do we wanna try any other options?
Yeah, we should have a couple of dates for
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
just like, I could do the 22nd also.
I'll be, yeah, I could do the 22nd.
Oh, we got two
How about the
codes.
23rd?
Okay.
And-
23rd.
and
I
I'm-
can't
I'm
do the
gone
23rd.
from the 17th to the 30th, so I'm kind of.
Oh, and
23rd.
what-
The 23rd I can
and
do.
The 28th is getting a little late.
Yeah.
I could do the 24th.
I could do the 24th.
What about
When-
next week?
Can't do 24,
Next
because
week
that
I'm
is,
14th, 15th, or 16th?
that
I
is
can do
CCAG and I'm
15th,
missing the CCAG. that's-
Yeah,
No.
I can do 14th or 15th, 16th
I
is
can do-
September.
The
I can do-
14th is Columbus Day.
We don't have.
Oh, we don't do
we're
that
working.
anymore.
It's Indigenous Peoples' Day.
Indigenous-
Sorry, my
Next
phone
week,
told
and-
me it's
I
Columbus
don't know,
Day.
is Camilla gonna get?
Next week, I'm totally open.
14th and 15th, I'm good.
Me too,
14th
Not
and
me.
15th.
not you.
Yep.
How about the 16th?
Hold on, no, the 16th. No, not the 16th. but
15th?
October 14th and 15th are potential options.
I could do the 17th
Okay.
also.
17th.
Oh, no, is that a council? Wait.
17th is open.
17th is the
17th
council
is
meeting.
the, oh, yeah.
Okay,
no.
so October 14th and October 21st.
Yeah, that's what.
I
I
can
can do
zoom in on
either.
I can do 14th, I'll zoom in on the 21st, whatever.
So we'll just give them those options and they'll tell us which is the best.
Yeah.
Does that work for you?
October
And what are we
21st.
going to
14,
what are we
15?
going to
I'm moving on the
discuss? What is the
16th.
scope of the
Okay.
discussion with this artist? Are we
Evening.
going to just throw
Yeah.
everything at him and see how he reacts, or are we going, or
What if we hate them?
what if he's a?
Well, I mean, that's important to know, right? Like those personality things,
That's true.
like,
I mean, he may want to do it on the 21st, because if we say, if Noreen goes to him and says like, look, we like those two
Oh,
trees,
that's
top
true,
and
you have
bottom, and then
some
you have
time.
6 bollards and maybe
Correct.
some railing, can you give us some ideas?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what,
Yeah.
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 And then they'll give them 2 weeks to make some
And
renditions
tell them,
or
and tell them they
ideas,
don't have to
maybe.
be super explicit, but we also need general cost, don't we, or no? No.
we do.
Well,
Yes.
she will.
They do.
She will, yeah, not us.
And it,
She does.
and it obviously has to follow, she'll remind them that it has to follow our dark skies ordinance and obviously all the
Building
building codes.
Right,
Okay.
but tell him that we love his stuff and that we picked him out of 1,000. And
Yeah, exactly.
and that he's
He's
just,
who was
he's a
this.
star and
We have to get 3 bids.
All right.
And I think, do we feel like
so-
it's fair to mention that there are being mosaics, like,
I
On
think
the
that
stairs?
that's important.
With the
because
numbers.
maybe they wanna coordinate the theme, I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
Whatever.
We do.
That's why you meet with them, see if they have a problem.
Like anything as far as like saying, you know, from one thing, like we direct you to like tell them.
Can you do
Well,
mosaics?
no, I mean, you made a motion to move forward with
Okay.
these 2 artists.
Okay.
And then we'll invite them to the next meeting, give them a couple options and we'll kind of frame the conversation so that they know what to expect.
could we send you questions, please?
Yeah, absolutely, please.
Okay,
That would be helpful.
And we'll have a couple, like, we can all ask questions then too,
Yeah.
if we, whatever we think of.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And it's a husband-wife team, right?
I believe
just
so.
Looked again. They're also California,
Scott and Madeline.
Mariposa,
Oh, they're gonna-
not that far away.
Husband, wife team, they're gonna behave.
They're gonna get along. Yeah.
They have to.
Honey.
Okay, hold on.
Yes,
Still-
dear.
We're in a meeting, we're in a meeting, guys. Okay, we haven't received any public comments at all.
Surprise, so are we good?
And yeah, we'd like to adjourn our time now.
Are we ready to adjourn?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, I need a motion to adjourn. Oh, wait, or do I?
No,
We just
just
adjourned
adjourned.
in the
6:47.
We're done.
we did.
So we